Those that want to protest should go to their states and protest. What about those that are from Lagos State and want to protest? Won't they remain in Lagos and protest? We shall protest, he said, in Lagos. And I have Deji with me, and he's joining right now. Okay, once he's all set. All right, we'll go ahead. Hey, Deji, how are you?
I'm very well indeed, thank you. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How is Abuja looking up?
Well, coincidentally, I was in Lagos briefly, and I'll be back to Abuja shortly.
Oh, you're in Lagos. Oh, okay. All right, that's cool. That's cool. I know it's been a very busy period for everybody. Deji Adeyanju is not just a legal practitioner; he's a human rights activist, and I call them all social change agents. Before we move on to talk about this one that is pending now, the hunger protests. Let's just call them that. Let's talk about the lone wolf who went on hunger protest by himself and climbed the mast. I hear you guys helped him. How is he doing? Where is he now?
He's doing very well now with the help of God. Started a business for him, a POS business in Abuja, and he's doing very well. I still spoke with him yesterday.
But I can,
this is what frustration, hunger, and starvation that is caused by the government can do to the right-thinking member of any society.
I kept wondering how he managed to get up that high on the mast, because to climb the mast is not an easy thing. The people who usually rig mast and all that will gear up. Well, he was able to get up there. Did you find out from him how he did it? Was it just adrenaline pumping that took him there?
He was sincerely determined to just end it all, and that was the motivating factor. He was working as a bricklayer in uncompleted building projects all across the FCT, and he was going through a lot. He could barely raise 1,500 per day on most days, and this is after he's worked for 9-10 hours, and he was just no longer having it.
And this issue of arresting people who try to commit suicide and so on, that was what happened to him. He had been arrested. And what was explained to him at the point where they were doing this?
Well, the authorities tried to let him know that life is a precious gift. That's the whole idea about the law on attempted suicide. That life is a precious and sacrosanct gift from our Maker, and that no human has the capacity to confer or take life, whether it is that of yours or others. So that's the idea behind this noble piece of law that seeks to protect the sanctity of human life. So that was explained to him in detail, and he was made to understand that you can't just take your life because you are tired, because you are frustrated, because you think you've suffered enough. So that was the whole idea of also a lot of guidance and counseling was done to him. That's why we also have to appreciate the welfare unit of the Social Development Department of the FCT, who helped in this regard.
And I must thank you guys very much for standing up for him and bringing him out, setting him up in business. But there are a lot of people out there who are not able to come out of that position this man was before, because no immediate help, and they end up taking their lives and so on. And some of these people are some of those who are sounding very frustrated now, looking forward to the August 1 session that we'll be having in the country. I'll call it a session. But the challenge now is a lot of these people are coming out with too much anger. And anger, if not well channeled, could cause a problem. Do you think there could be a problem from the side of the protesters by August 1?
I don't see any problem at all if government behaves very well. If government does not sponsor thugs or attack protesters or injure protesters or kill protesters. It's just an end bad governance protest, for God's sake. It's not a Tinubu must go protest. It may only degenerate to that when government's reaction shows that government does not care about the people. Government wants to kill the people. Government wants to end the life of Nigerians, despite all the premeditated hunger, starvation, inflation and maladministration that the government has perpetrated in the last 1 year. So that's only when it may get to that, and our appeal to government is that government should not push Nigerians to the point of or the verge of that.
So right now, as we said at the beginning of the program, Joseph was sharing with me how on the roads we can see the uniformed people, the military, the police, show of force already driving around. And the excuse is that what happens during EndSARS is like a learning curve where we see that a lot could happen during a protest. So they are preparing for the worst. Why do you think this is so much, this preparation for the worst? What do you think could have given birth to this?
Basically, EndSARS was a very peaceful protest until government started attacking protesters with government thugs and security agencies. So, except government has a similar plan of attacking EndSARS protesters, I don't know where the panic is coming from. You understand? So, government is to blame for whatever goes wrong in the protest.
Now, they're still complaining that their major challenge again is the fact that the leaders of this thing, they are faceless.
Yes,
and that is a problem, that they are faceless, that they don't know the leaders. They don't know the leaders. So
yes.
who are the leaders? Are you one of them? Sure, I said, okay, he's one of them. We are here, they know us. Do they truly know the leaders of this protest, and who are they?
Our goal is for them not to know the leaders of the protest. Because when they know the leaders of the protest, just like they've been doing in the last 3 weeks, they will try to bribe them with dollars. Like they've been bribing so many fake people who are claiming to withdraw from the protest. How can you withdraw from a protest you were not invited to join? How can you withdraw from a protest that you did not start, you did not orchestrate, you did not engineer? Nobody even knows that you exist in the protest. So these are hungry people looking for crumbs here and there. So they go and collect dollars in envelopes, and they start jumping up and down like monkeys on television and on social media, and discrediting their parents and the education that they've got. So it is better that the leaders of the protest are not known. And however, we actually know the real leaders and the sponsors of the protest, which is starvation, hunger, inflation, corruption, maladministration in government, insecurity, which is rampaging in almost every part of the country. Those are the leaders of the protest. So if they need the details of the leaders of the protest, they should go and ask hunger. They should go and ask unemployment. They should go and ask inflation. They should go to Wuse Market. They will see how frustrated market women are. They should go to Balogun Market, or they should go to Kantin Kori in Kaduna and all these other markets in the country. That's where they will find the leaders and the sponsors of the protest.
I hear you complaining about the fact that you've been asked those are meant to be the leaders, or those who want to protest, that they should drop their details, names, addresses, and so on and so forth. And there was a vehement, what do you call it? There is a word now. You guys said no to that cannot be. What is wrong with dropping addresses and so on with the police? Somebody may ask.
It's even an indictment that there's a complete failure of intelligence gathering in the country. After all, didn't the police, the IGP said that they have uncovered the sponsors of the protest? Didn't the DSS say they've uncovered the sponsors of the So they should engage with the sponsors of the protest now, since they said they've identified. The IG even said mercenaries are also planning to infiltrate the protest. So you should engage the mercenaries that they've identified. You understand? Why are you asking people to drop their contacts when you should ordinarily have it? These are people that do not have intelligence about Boko Haram activities, bandit activities, kidnappers activities, criminal gang activities. But all of a sudden, they're having intel about protests. They are so interested in protests, and one begins to wonder how we all wish that they have this kind of commitment, the way they are so committed to stopping the protests, to stopping insecurity, to stopping banditry, to stopping terrorism in the country. Nigeria will have been better off.
So something you said, it didn't get lost on me. I was just holding on to it. You said that millions of dollars have been spent in trying to buy people off. How did you guys know this? Did they reach out to you?
It's several people in government have reached out to us, several people. And we have told them, very simple, bring back fuel subsidy. After all, before Tinubu came, there was fuel subsidy, and we're paying only 300 billion per month for subsidy to cushion the effect of subsidy in the country. Tinubu came May 29th, 2023. He removed fuel subsidy. But now we are paying 3 times what we were paying in before May 2029. For fuel subsidy, we are paying almost about 1 trillion per month now to cushion the effect of fuel subsidy. What kind of scam is this? So we told them, bring back fuel subsidy, return fuel to 160 naira per liter. There will be no need to meet anybody. There will be no need to share any dollar to anybody. So also, stop insecurity. Governments at all levels must cut costs at all levels. What's the idea of removing subsidy and giving money to governors that will steal the money? They are not. Since in the last 1 year, which governor has used the proceeds of subsidy to develop? Has any state in Nigeria been turned to Dubai? And they've gotten 3 times the money they used to get before. So while we blame the president, we must also hold the governors and the senators accountable. Look at Nigerian politicians, they are living the best time of their lives, whether in the National Assembly or at the state levels or at the federal level. They are enjoying, but Nigerians were told a year ago by the president that they should make sacrifices, but the politicians are not willing to make sacrifice. The president has just gotten a new presidential jet. They got a cruise ship. They are living the best time of their lives. And this is why this protest is happening.
Now, the protest happening and things happening all around, some people do not even know why the protest is happening. All they just know is Hunger Day. But I know there is a list of about 14 or 15 items that are being presented on the table that if you deal with all these things, we'll get off the streets. Can you run us through some of those?
Yes, so basically, Nigerians want a situation where fuel subsidy will be brought back. Nigerians want a situation where the constitution of the country that is not working will be revisited, to proper amendments to reflect the true yearnings and aspirations of the Nigerian people. Nigeria wants a situation where also government will cut costs at all levels. Nigerians want a situation where unemployment will be looked at. Nigerians want a situation where issues around probity, accountability in government will be done. Nigerians want a situation where Nnamdi Kanu, who is facing political persecution, will be released from detention. Also, additionally, Nigerians also want a situation where I'm so sorry because I'm getting interruptions.
I understand. It's okay.
Yes, Nigerians also want a situation where the issues around government structures, ministries and agencies, wastages will be cut. The ministries should be reduced. There are too many. The parastatals of the government are too large. They should be reduced. In line with the Orosanye report, this president came and was being political with the Orosanye report. Nothing has been done. So some of these and many others are the reasons why Nigerians are actually...
Deji, let me help run through some of them. Maybe you corroborate them, because I saw one that non-negotiable demands for the days of rage revolt. I'm going to talk about that days of rage too. Some of the things you have here, you also have past and present Nigerian leaders who have looted the treasury, recover their loot and deposit in a special account to fund education, healthcare, and infrastructure, restructuring of Nigeria to accommodate Nigeria's diversity, resource control, decentralization, and regional development, and banditry, terrorism, and violent crimes, establish a special energy fund immediately to drive massive corruption-free power sector development, immediate. You have a lot of things here, and some of these things are things that will take a little while to achieve. So if they do not get all these done, does that mean you won't get off the street?
You see, once government shows genuine commitment to meeting the demands of the people, protests, civil changes are give and take. If you look at all the fights of the Martin Luther movement and fight against segregation, there were a lot of demands. But once government then showed commitment, protests were paused, protests were subsequently continued, and eventually protest was eventually called off. So let government show commitment, let government show sincerity to meeting the demands of the people. And if that is done, at some level, protesters will do the needful.
Okay, now I see a little give and take happening here in your response. Okay, if you give us a commitment that you start doing it and we'll see it, all right, we'll take it and we'll stop a while. But I remember when Omoyele was talking was it on Friday? He was saying that it's all or nothing.
Yes.
How would you guys weigh this? Some of you say all or nothing. Now you saying, okay, show us signs and we'll be following you up as you...
Not signs, specifics. For instance, the issue of fuel subsidy, there's no sign. There's no sign.
So get rid of the fuel subsidy. You do that, we believe you. That you mean it.
That is commitment. That's government showing commitment. The issue of cutting costs. Why should principal officers in the National Assembly have over 2,000 aides? Just 6 or 7 or 8 of them have 2,000 aides when the country is bleeding, when we are borrowing to fund our budget. These politicians are too comfortable. They are living the best time of their life. The country is going to eventually crumble if we don't do something about it. These are non-negotiables, So we must take drastic steps because this is an extremely underdeveloped nation. Nigeria is not a developing nation, it's an underdeveloped nation. So these are the issues.
Now they call the elders being the traditional rulers. They are our fathers and so on. And they say when fathers speak, children at least should listen. They've spoken through the traditional leaders and they've told you, please, let's not do this. Let's have dialogue instead of this. Is that not something worthy of being paid attention to? That, okay, let's sit down, let's dialogue instead of going out onto the streets? Is it that the traditional offices are no longer worthy of being listened to, or you just feel that maybe they've sold out or it's too late? Which one of them?
You see, where are the elders when Nigerians are suffering? Where are the elders when people can barely feed? Nigerians are talking about survival, you're talking about elders. Which elders? Many of these people have compromised, they've taken stand with the government. Anybody that does not endorse the protest or support the protest is an enemy of Nigeria, with what citizens are going through at the moment. You are living comfortable and you're telling people not to complain, that they are dying. People are dying of hunger and starvation in the country. You're talking about elders. So the elders should go and tell the government the truth. The elders should join the protest. The elders should demand for an end to the balkanization, of the country. If we continue like this as a country, Nigeria will no longer be viable in the next couple of years. And that is what we are trying to save. We are trying to save the country for the elders, so that one day they will not wake up and the country is gone. This announced protest is still better than the protest that is imminent, that is coming, that will not be announced, that will not be televised. That is what the elders should be afraid of. That is what the ruling elite should be afraid of. That is what people in government should be afraid of. People in government and the ruling elite and the elders should be thanking God that Nigerians even announced and put a date on the protest. The real protest that is coming, that is going to restructure the country, will not be announced, it will not be televised. There will be no time for media coverage of that protest. That is what this protest is trying to prevent, by making leaders to realize that leaders need to make specific corrections.
Now, did they really appreciate this, if I may ask a question? Because the fact that they've talked a lot about this protest, some people complain that, well, you've talked too much. When I say you, I'm talking about the whole team. Everybody who's talking about the protest, you've talked too much about it. It's giving them too much room to now do carry out counter actions. For instance, some people had been arrested. Yeah, last week we had some arrests. I don't know about today already. There was, is it Salisu? I think his name is Salisu, one of the people who they arrested somewhere up north in Sokoto State. And what did Aliyu Salisu do? The printer, he's a printer. He was arrested distributing the End Bad Governance flyers and so on. I hear he's been released now, and some other people were arrested too. It shows you an idea of what may be happening. What do you have planned for such situations? Arrest and so on.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I said government should be thankful and happy that we have a protest that has a date, a commencement date, and whether this protest is successful or not, or whether this protest even takes place or not, the part of the aims and objectives of this protest has already been met. That government should stop taking the people of Nigeria for granted. And this protest is also a sensitization exercise for the real protest that is going to come and liberate our country. So people now know that, and you can see how scared the government are. So people now know that protest is one of the fundamental key ingredients of societal change. Because all throughout history, protests have solved almost man's human challenges, from colonization to imperialism to subjugation to black segregation to rape to barbaric acts. Protests have always been useful. Even the independence of Nigerians was won by protests. So these are the issues. Nigerians now know that protest is one of the key elements for societal change. Also, Nigerians now know that protest is the only language that Nigerian politicians understand. Many of us have been saying it for decades, but people did not understand. But now, many Nigerians now understand that this is the only language politicians understand. So that alone, irrespective of their counter plans, counter protests and all that, does not really matter. That the sensitization exercise alone is a win-win for the protest.
And there's always been this talk of the fact that when we did our own protest, we didn't have any challenge. Nobody came out to destroy anything. People moved freely. 2012.
2020.
Yeah.
2012, yeah.
Yes,
Ojota.
I'm talking about Ojota, and the president himself said, what's your do on a block road that time, because they said people were moving freely during 2012, and the president himself said that I didn't do any protests that caused any form of disruption.
Who is planning disruptions now? Who is planning disruption? The reason why the protest was not violent then was because of the body language of the then President Goodluck Jonathan, who did not want to sanction killing of protesters, who did not sponsor pro-government protesters to protest in his own defense. Ever since after then, you can see during the NSAS, the Buhari government was sponsoring pro-government protesters to even attack the real protesters. They were moving thugs in police vehicles. The videos are all over the internet. SSS were moving thugs in jeeps to go and attack protesters all over Abuja and Lagos. BRT buses were used to convey thugs to attack protesters in Lagos. So that is what changed. You understand? Protests become violent in Nigeria when government's body language suggests violence. But if government refuses to sponsor pro-government protesters to attack protesters, government gives a specific directive to the security agencies not to use force. There have been some police communication that has been leaked where the police were giving instruction that violent force should be used against protesters. In this particular protest, these reports, these security signals have been published by several news platforms. So those are the things that are responsible for violent protests, because you cannot kill citizens and you will not expect a reaction.
So the body language of this particular government has not been friendly
at all. And that is what most Nigerians fear, and that is what will determine the reaction of most Nigerians across the country.
All right, Joseph.
Yeah, Deji, two questions. First, IGP is saying that yes, we have the right to protest, but this time is not very, very okay. That is not the right time for this kind of protest. What is your take? Then secondly, protests involve a lot of logistic. Someone asked Fanika or the one, they say, who is bankrolling you? If I ask you, how are you managed in terms of, people are managed in terms of logistic in organizing kind of protest? Do you know anything about that?
So the IGP says it's not the right time to protest, but it's the right time for him to get an extension for his term, for his tenure. That is fundamentally wrong. So it's the right time for them to be trying to increase fuel price. So is the right time to be for the dollar, for the naira to be losing value. It is the right time to be increasing, when we are battling with inflation, it's the right time to be increasing custom tariff on goods and services. When we don't produce, they know for a fact that this is not a nation that produces. We import majority of the things we use in this country. So it's the right time for the president to be buying a presidential jet. It is the right time for our legislators to be buying brand new cars every year. It's the right time for Akpabio to be using almost 50-something car in his convoy. It is the right time to be giving the states more money when the country is going bankrupt, so that more state governors can have more to loot. But it's not the right time for protest. So it is now the IGP that determines when it is right time to protest and when it is not the right time to protest. So let the IG write us a new constitution, since he now wants to determine how Nigerians protest or express themselves. Let him write us a new constitution and let him just pass it down, since we are his subjects, so that we can implement his constitution. That is on one end. On the other hand, what do you really need for protest? You are talking about funding for protest. My brother, just leave your house on the day of protest and come outside. It is pro-government protests that need money, because they need to wear t-shirts, they need to hire DJ, they need to they need to pay for the crowd. Nobody is paying anybody to come out and protest. If you like, don't come out. When they increase the price of fuel to 1.3, it's you that will buy it now. Body will tell you now. So nobody is begging anybody to come and protest. If you like, don't protest. If you like, stay in your house. If you like, stay in the television station and don't come and cover the protest. And eventually, if the country is good, it's not everybody that will enjoy the country. Even the bad leaders will also enjoy the country. After all, they leave the country from time to time to go to Europe to go and enjoy Europe. So these are the issues.
Now, the use of the Eagle Square, Abuja, Wike has said that no space for you guys here. Lagos State, they have their own. And this morning I was seeing the chairperson of the NLC here in Lagos talking about everybody who would like to protest should go back to their own states and so on. These kind of things coming out, how do you guys see it? For instance, that of Wike, I'm looking at some clips and so on, seeing that there are policemen and all in their full glory right now. Or this morning they were on Eagle Square, converge on Eagle Square, and some people even had their no protest march and so on around Eagle Square and so on. So how do you guys see all this? You can't use Lagos, you won't use Eagle Square, but you guys are saying we'll go use them. Not be so far I take the bus.
Okay, so basically, you see, whenever there is pro-government protests, there are no mercenaries trying to hijack it. You know, whenever there is pro-government protests, they are not likely to turn violent, because the Nigerian people will not attack pro-government protesters. Whenever there's pro-government protesters, you know, or when pro-government supporters are expressing their support for the government, there is no heightened security. You will not see 4,000 policemen being mobilized. In fact, they give them cover, protect them, and back them. But when the people of Nigeria want to express themselves, that is when you see them all charged up, all anxious, all nervous, all scared, because they are doing the wrong thing. Because they are governing Nigeria badly. That is why you see all these cowardice and them being scared. Who is Wike to determine who uses the Eagle Square or not? The Eagle Square belongs to the Nigerian people, does not belong to Wike. You know, it was built with the Nigerian taxpayers' money. If the owners of the Eagle Square say they want to use it, Wike does not have a say whatsoever in the use of Eagle Square. Wike is just a servant of the people. You understand? When the owners of the place say they need their house, won't you exit from the house? So that is one. The NLC person you said in Lagos, that is how hopeless NLC have become. You can imagine a protest of this magnitude, and NLC is on the wrong side of history. And they are not even doing government, they're acting as government propagandists to demobilize people for the protest, which is incredibly sad. You know, you have highlighted the question I wanted to answer in passing, that government protesters are at liberty to do as they so wish, but peaceful protesters are not at liberty to do otherwise, which is the most regrettable and unfortunate.
Well, I'm sure you've seen the no to protest that seem to have gone on in Abuja, right? You've seen those clips, have you? Have you seen them?
Yes, yes, indeed, yes, indeed.
And most of them women. I wonder how they get to gather these people together in such a short notice. You are an activist. You've been doing this. How do you do that?
Hunger. These people are hungry. You know, when the oppressor is taking advantage of the oppressed, these are the kind of things you keep seeing. Embarrassing scenes. It was an embarrassing scene to watch.
So on a short notice, just like that, they get people.
They have under Buhari, they almost created a ministry for anti-Nigerian protests or a pro-government protest ministry. And I think the Tinubu government should also create the ministry. You know, the Tinubu government just created a ministry for livestock. So why not let him also create a ministry for pro-government protests? You know, they are that jobless. You know, so, and we sympathize with these women that are being used, that are being abused by the government, you know, and are being ridiculed by the government. We also sympathize with the people who have received peanuts from the government to organize this shameful protests. They're in our prayers, sincerely in our prayers.
And I saw this breakdown that said, if you want to do this protest and all that, you must not stop people from going about their businesses. You must not block roads. You drop your details and so on and so forth. That has been out there. Are you going to be able to manage it to ensure that other people who do not want to be a part of the protest are able to move freely? I know that anytime I ask this question, some people will tell me, protest, they who won't go work and so on. But I think it's a question to also answer. Are you able to follow this guideline, or you have no power or say over that?
I believe that Nigerians are willing to work with the authorities as long as the authorities commit to being peaceful with protesters on modalities of ensuring that the protest is extremely peaceful. You know, if the authorities show interest, you know, to make this happen, I believe Nigerians at all levels, in all states of the Federation, we work with the authorities. But it is when the authorities come out gun blazing and refuse to allow Nigerians to exercise their constitutional rights, that is when you will see the protest, you know, escalating.
Joseph?
Okay, Oga Deji, you talk of everybody exercising his constitutional right. There is possibility that Oro may exercise their constitutional right too during this protest coming. Just churches that want to have constitutional right or praying to God. So how are you going to manage so that there should not be any clash while we all exercise our constitutional right?
Yes, if Oro is exercising his constitutional right, will Oro exercise the constitutional right? Will it not infringe on another person's constitutional right of not coming out?
They're asking you.
Yes, so the question is self-explanatory. The question needs no answer. And because the Constitution is explicit when it comes to issue of citizens' right to freedom of movement. Every citizen has the right to move from one place to the other, to assemble in any part of Nigeria, to protest in any part of Nigeria. So no Oro, you know, can restrain people from meeting, from protesting. That is what it means. So, and that's why it was a rhetorical question, because the question needs no answer. You know, so the Oro tactics by the APC-led government will definitely not fly.
Well, if you're just joining us, you're listening to VOP 90.3 FM, City of Lagos. A very good afternoon to you. Deji Adeyanju is here with us. We are talking about the August 1 protest, the Say No to Bad Governance protest coming up, hunger protest coming up. And I'm Cordelia Obe. Joseph Olorensho is also here. We're looking at as many of the angles as possible right now. And one thing we should also tackle at this point will be the issue of development and growth. It is said that the past 6 months, the economy of Nigeria has really improved. That was what came out this morning that I saw in the papers, that the economy of Nigeria has really, really improved under Tinubu this past 6 months. Do you agree with it?
Which improvements are we talking about?
Economy.
There is no indices to suggest that the Nigerian economy has improved. Not even one bit. You know, this is the worst our currency has ever been in the history of this country since independence. Our country is so worthless that the CFA has since dusted our currency. The naira is so is one of the worst performing currency in the entire world. In the entire world. So, and this is why there's hyperinflation. This president, we've never seen this kind of hunger before. All the economic indices in the country is in the negative. All the economic indices. We cannot even refine crude oil. The NNPC, they're supposed to be producing and refining fuel, refines zero fuel. They are paid billions, then they loot. Same thing with CBN that generates nothing but steals the entire resources of the country. Same thing with the ministers. Same thing with the president, the vice president, the heads of departmental agencies, the governors. Which economic indices are we talking about? Look at the inflation figure. Look at interest rates. Everything has fallen apart in the country.
So if we look at it from that angle, one of the complaints will be that if we go on this protest right now, it's going to further derail the fragile economy that was already experiencing.
Well, this protest is imminent because things have fallen apart, and if we do not protest, things will get worse. The essence and the idea behind the protest is that government will listen to the yearnings, to the cries of the people, and government will not see that we're in an emergency and declare an emergency on the economy, and declare an emergency on governance structure, and declare an emergency on food, declare an emergency on basic. Look at electricity tariff had quadrupled, and there's still no light. You know, look at prices of foods and services. You know, taxes have gone up almost everywhere, and with government not providing any additional services or amenities for the people. So those are the issues why this protest is very, very necessary.
All right, we'll be talking about the protest flow shortly, but after Joseph.
Okay, Deji, why do you refuse to support the government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and why do you refuse to step down on this protest?
Why should anybody support this government? Why? A government that is bringing extreme hardship on the country. Why should anybody not join the protest? Why? Why should anybody not join the protest? Why should anybody be saying that they are not part of the protest? Is that a thing of pride that your country is burning and you are not concerned as a citizen, and you are not taking steps to correct the ills and the wrongs of government? You know, and why should any reasonable, right-thinking person, members of the society, want to support this kind of government? The answer is that there's no single reason why anybody should support the government.
So if you were to be a member of any of the NAS or the Senate, would you have gone on a break this season?
The reason why they are going on a break is that they are running away from the country. They are afraid. Almost all of them have run out of the country. It's because they know that what they are doing, what they've been doing in the last year is wrong. They know. Forget about the issue of them being afraid. A National Assembly member that is driving a 200 and something million naira car, but there's no road to his village. He knows that people are looking for just 1,000 naira, but you, just one individual, in a nation of 200 and something million people, you are driving a 200 and something million naira vehicle. You know that what you are doing is wrong. That is the reason why they are on break. Look at, they passed the Police Amendment Act in one day, but this president could not send any bill that will impact on the life of the people. But he sent just that bill, and they passed it and they went on break. But look at, in the face of this protest, should the National Assembly not have been active to see how they can pass bills that will douse the tension in the country, make specific amendments, even if necessary, to the Constitution, to douse tension in the country, so that people can be happy? And so that maybe even the people will become happy and they'll shelve the protest. No, but they are all in Europe.
And at this point, all of them in Europe, and even the diasporans are saying that in case they are listening, let them hear. The diasporans do call to tell us that they are waiting for them, even if they come to Europe, and all that they are waiting. And Shore said on Friday that there is also the diasporan arm to this. Is this going to be the case? Are we going to have people joining in the diaspora, other African countries, and so on? What is the flow like?
Nigerians are all over the world are liberty to join the protest, and I know that that's what is going to happen. We know that there's going to be some Nigerians in the US who will be joining the protest. We are also anticipating and working with people in the UK who have indicated interest to be part of the protest. The idea is that because of the level of security, heightened security in the country, and the threat from government and all this, many Nigerians are going to watch on the sideline for the first one and second day. And on the third day, if the protest is sustained, you're going to see a lot of Nigerians all over the world key in and joining in the protest.
All right, I see on YouTube somebody is asking that the interviewers, will they not join the protest? Even if I want to join protest, it is out with the announcer. It's not my job to announce it. Joseph, they're asking us.
With the report election, the report
You
protest.
say, wait till you talk.
The situation in the country is touching everybody. That's why they're asking the question.
Don't worry, we'll be here. We'll be here giving you the reports, because without us, how would you know? How would you know now? Okay, so how would the flow be like? What would the movement be like? The police had asked that you guys also will provide the flow, the movement plan, where and where will you people be meeting, where and where will you be going through, and so on. So what is that?
If we tell the police all that, they will also share our itinerary with their thugs. So Nigerians are going to protest. They should share the itinerary of their thugs and the details of their officers as well that are going to be working with Nigerians on the protest. That's our answer to that.
So, but what about meeting points? There should be points people will be meeting. Or is that secret?
We have been announcing meeting points for all over the country. And Nigerians should stay tuned. We'll announce more meeting points all over the country. In Abuja is the Eagle Square, of course.
Okay.
But we can say that they should come and pay. If you say anybody that need that pay, you apply, then you pay.
You pay.
We can see everything from a money angle, so you can't really blame him. How can you ask the owner of Eagle Square to come and pay for the use of Eagle Square? But let's move on. Let's just leave Wike in his delusions.
Yeah. One thing I just remembered was the fact that when this whole thing started, people like Bayo Ononuga came out to say that the person behind this is Peter Obi, and that the Igbos and so on are part of this, and so on and so forth. And I was wondering, you are the people who've been talking a form of revolution, protest, and so on, but they didn't mention you people. How did you people feel when you heard that come out from the seat of power, and that is a particular tribe? But you are a Yoruba person, you are in this going on. What was going through your mind when you heard them say that?
Bayo Ononuga is not a credible person that anybody should take serious. And I wonder those who are giving him the mileage that he's getting, especially on the social media. Does Peter Obi look like someone that have the capacity to mobilize any protest? He doesn't. Peter Obi is just a gentleman trying to get into political power and nothing more. He doesn't have the capacity. He does not have the camaraderie effect to galvanize protests. So I don't even know why he dignified him with a response by saying he was going to sue him. Just ignored him and let him continue fooling himself online. Why didn't he go and attack Atiku when Atiku supported the protest, endorsed the protest, and urged Nigerians to protest? Is it because he's seeing Peter as a weakling? That's why he's harassing him. So let's buy Ononuga. Let him, if they born and well, let him come and harass us online.
So this has nothing to do with any tribe. Just
no, nothing. It's just incompetence that people are protesting against. Incompetence and maladministration of the country.
One thing you said earlier on, I'm still thinking about it. These people trying to bribe billions. Online, I was seeing them mention a lot of billions, and that would be millions in dollars and so on. I hear that from, is it just from the presidency? You see, I'm trying to choose my words, make them not going to say I talk past body. Who are these people? Would you want to name names? No, that may not be something to do, but tell us more about this.
Basically, almost every sycophant in government and around government is sharing money to protesters. Almost everybody. You understand? So there's no need, there's no gainsaying that. Everybody knows those who are sharing money in and around government. So it's not be from my mouth we go hear them.
That will not be from my mouth. I won't ask Kamo, but we just needed to know. Now, finally, not finally, I know you have to leave very soon. There is this big worry that this thing may be hijacked, right? And it has always been the major worry. From your own end, is there anything you're putting in place, just like, how do I call it, like a human wall of defense that you have planned to ensure that the people who are coming are able to protect themselves from infiltrators, hijackers, so nobody gets hurt and all that? Is there any underground plan to that effect?
The hijackers we are worried about is the government and their thugs, the police, the SSS, and the army. You know, we hope that they allow this protest to be peaceful. They do not create an atmosphere for bloodbath or killing or maiming or injuring people. You know, once we get this commitment from the government and the body language of the government suggests that they want a peaceful protest, the protest will be extremely peaceful. So there's nothing to worry about. It's just a normal end bad governance protest, and Nigerians are just coming out to express their grievances at government and nothing more.
All right, it's almost time for him to go because he has another session to go on to. But before then, we'll take a couple of calls because the lines have been buzzing. 0700 903 903 903. In case you do not hear when they speak, I'll let you know whatever the person says. Hello, how are you? Okay, drop call. You please call back and then we can look at that. But I see an interesting question there. This person, Kenny Francis, is asking, will this protest really hold? Most people in the suburb are really not convinced that it will take place. That's something that was dropped on YouTube. Okay,
so Nigerians will determine whether the protest will hold or not. Okay. It's not an individual effort. If you are still enjoying the country, then sit in your house.
Okay, hello, how are you? Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you? Oh, Usifo.
Thank you very much.
All right, go ahead.
Bless you, man. Thank you. I greet your guest, Deji Adeyanju. I greet him.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
I totally disagree with what he's saying and his life. I say no to the protest. These are the reasons. And no protest that is peaceful. We will let us take quick examples. The Kenyan protest that was just done recently, and of course the NSAS protest of 2020 in Nigeria. We know how things were destroyed. Let it be known that stray bullet doesn't know where it's going to. It is not, that stray bullet is not for the original owner. We should know that.
Okay.
We so-called we should know that. And not only that, we is clear now that this protest is being perpetrated by the so-called losers or the centrifugal forces in the policy who lost the election. And they're using this as
sour grapes. Okay. Is that all? Okay, we have to go now. Okay, thank you. All right, thank you. Usifo, you heard Usifo, right? That's Peter Usifo. Okay, you heard him, yes. Right? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so he should hand over the phone. I'd want to...
Hello? Say that again?
But I said I had wanted to tell him to hand over the phone to Bayo Nonuga. Let Bayo Nonuga also share his thoughts. That's what I'd wanted to tell him. You know, because it makes no sense. It makes no sense that anybody that is suffering will be talking like this or sounding like this. The Kenya protest, was it not the government that was attacking people that made the protest violent? Was it not NSAS that were all in this country when they were using BRT buses to mobilize thugs to go and attack protesters in Alausa and everywhere in Lagos? In Abuja, they were using police pickups to be dropping thugs to attack protesters. Is that not what happened? Was it not thugs that was attacking and destroying government property? What are we talking about? And that is what we are appealing to government, that this protest too, thugs are hungry. If you bring them out, they will not go back home. They will also destroy public property. So don't encourage thugs. Right now, we heard that even in Abuja, they've already mobilized almost about 2,000 thugs that they are camping at the International Conference Center in Central area. That's where government is camping them. They've been there for the past 3 days. Good. Journalists should go to the International Conference Center in Abuja and go and check if they will not see those talks there. We are not talking about that peaceful protesters should not protest because government wants to unleash talks. Is that what the Constitution said? You will have just handed over the phone to Bayo Ononuga and let him continue from where he stopped.
Let me take this one. Is a message to during the NSAS protests, we saw videos of expensive SUVs dropping who were people who were actually making trouble, fighting with the genuine non-violent protesters. How do you guys plan on handling this if such a situation arises?
Yes, what we did during the NSAS was when government was dropping on those people, we were videoing and posting online. It embarrasses government. Yes, these violent thugs, like we also suspect during this protest, will be dropped by government. But we also have our own security measures that we're going to use to protect ourselves. So that's not a cause for concern at all or worry.
Okay. Another question is, if the president reaches out to negotiate with you guys, the protesters, would you agree to negotiate with government? What would some of your terms be for you to sit down to talk with the government?
Let the president announce return of subsidy. Let them return fuel back to 160 or at most 200 naira and see whether we will not be happy to talk with government.
Okay. All right. Do I have any other question on YouTube there? Let's take that call. Hello? We have some 3 more minutes to go. Hello, how are you? Hello? You are online, but I can't hear you. Hello? Okay, dropped call. Okay, go ahead. Somebody says, sir, what of the rumors that they want to shut down the internet? What can we do about that? God of Israel sent that in.
So let us activate our VPN and get ready.
Hello?
VPN. Hello, how are you?
Fine, thank you. This is Marshal Obama calling from Lagos.
Welcome. Go ahead. 30 seconds.
Yeah, you see, protest is different from strike, and strike is different from riot. Am I right?
Yes.
This is a peaceful protest. You can stand by your outside and then write on a placard, end this hunger. Everybody is hungry in the country. There is no need intimidating. Let them not shoot any tear gas. Because when they shoot tear gas, it will turn to riot. And that will be the destruction. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. All right. You want to
Bless
react?
this caller. May God bless the caller. There's nothing to add. The caller has said it all.
Somebody is asking here that those market women who, the ones on Eagle Square, did they get any permission to do what they are doing? That is what somebody is asking me. I don't know. Let's take your call. Hello.
We can needs to answer that.
Abby. Hello, how are you? All right, it has dropped. The network has been a bit dodgy, but let's see. There's another one here. What if security agents arrest you? What would be your reaction and advice to all Nigerians if they arrest you?
I will be happy. I'll be very happy. It is not the first and the last time that I'll be arrested. I'm a regular customer when it comes to issue of arrest.
I did not want to laugh. Hello, how are you?
Yeah, this is my son, Mr. Adeyanju. I greet you. I salute you for it.
Good morning, sir.
The people we are looking up to. For that caller who call and talking nonsense about protest being violent. Who told him that it's going to be violent? Who is sponsoring, going to sponsor the violence? All those talk, it will not deter us anymore. So we know what we are going to do. And for Cordelia, that man with you that studio, he always asks stupid questions. This is not the first time I've been saying it. That doesn't make sense. Is he asking questions on behalf of the government?
Is he asking on behalf of the question? Okay, all right. Okay, I get you. I understand. No, it's not. It's not so. It's not so. You know, usually when we do this, we must strike a balance. Do you understand? There are people who are asking those same questions in their hearts. Do you understand? So we must always strike a balance. That is the job. We can't just go one way. Once there is somebody thinking this way, and we have messages in front of us, we see what people are asking. So we ask those things too, right? If not, there will be
God
no
bless the
balance.
caller. God bless the caller. May God bless him. He has said everything that I would have said.
Okay, so the next thing, and before we start wrapping up, the issue of first aid. Let's talk about first aid, for instance, because I've had people call, even this morning, 67-year-old man said he's coming out. It's not just young
Yes.
people, even old people are coming out. Do you have anything
Yes.
planned as for, what do you call it, first aid, medicals, and so on? Do you usually have such such things put in place?
Yes, indeed. During NSAS, we had that put in place as well, and this protest is not going to be different. Also, the whole idea of working with government to ensure peaceful protests. This is where government should come in. NEMA and the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs should come in. If it is really a government that is responsible, but we doubt that this government can ever be responsible. But this is also an appeal calling on them to come out and also provide ancillary support for the efforts that we will be making on ground. Thank you.
0700 903 903 903. Even when Deji is away, we can still take your calls. I'll take just this one. Hello, how are you?
Hello.
Hi, welcome. 30 seconds, your name?
This is Andrew from Tata.
Welcome, go ahead, 30 seconds.
Hey, I want to add to this conversation that you are talking about. That this protest, as the government that says it's not protest, let's see the protest, and all the women around the whole street will come outside and protest. Let's see what will come outside of it. If they cannot arrest woman, at least they can kill man. They cannot fire woman gun now. Let's allow the woman to come outside.
Okay, all right, thank you. So, Deji, you heard him, right?
Yes, I heard him very well. And just to add to what he said, Tinubu, the current president, is a serial protester. This is the man that has been funding protests all his life. Now he has become president. He's now allergic to protest. Well, what kind of not be juju be that?
Nobody would be that. Okay, so at the end of this peaceful protest, is another question. Where are some of the aims and achievements you are seeking to have achieved? Or rather, what are some of the things you are hoping to have achieved at the end of everything?
Yes, we sincerely hope that President Tinubu will be extremely responsive to the demands of the protesters. He will return fuel back to 160 naira so that Nigerians can indeed take to his cue of let the poor breathe and don't suffocate them. Also, we anticipate that government will extremely cut costs. Let's stop paying politicians completely. Politics is not a profession, it's a hobby. So that let politics become a part-time thing. Almost all the country resources is given to politicians. Nigeria is too poor. We cannot afford it. Nigeria is even bankrupt. So if we can achieve only these two things alone out of the 13 demands, you understand, also solve this issue of insecurity, the country will be good.
Okay, hello, how are you? Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, your name, 30 seconds, quickly.
Yeah, I'm calling from Papa.
Your name? Okay, 30 seconds, go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah. I think Mr. Osifo, the young man that I've spoken before now, I think he's speaking from the side of the government, and I believe that is not his own opinion. Either I've been paid for to do that. Either is a government apologist or Chris Singer.
Okay.
If not, nobody, that is not how any right-thinking person will say that these are being sponsored by those who lost the election. This is glaring. The problem is glaring. The policies are not working. The government is busy, living above, doing things as if the people that are ruling are animals.
Okay.
And we are being hacked.
30 seconds. All right, thank you.
Here and there.
Okay.
So how can the right-thinking woman be said that this is maybe those who lost elections?
Elections.
It's bad
Okay.
governance is the cause of it.
All right, thank you. Thank you.
Of prices of goods. It's the cause of this. And we want to remain like this. We need to say something so that the world will hear us, even if it is not positively impacted. Do you know? And
Your time is up, sir. The time is up. Thank you, but you made your point. You made your point.
The man is very passionate.
Yes, but I want I want other people to be able to come into his made his points. Now, somebody want to find out too. Is there any stipulated time? Is it going to be 24/7 or say from 6 to 6? What is the timing like for the protests?
Like protesters should keep their strategies close to their chest. Nigerians are going to express themselves peacefully. That's the most important thing. We already know, just like the caller has said, we already know that the problems facing the country are glaring and that the policies of the government are not working. That is what is engineering this protest.
So maybe one more before you go. Hello, how are you? Okay, it has dropped.
Let's find out, Deji. You know,
Yes.
we have a new national anthem. I know you people may like to sing to show that it's a national issue. Are you going to sing the old national anthem? Even me, I'm still trying to learn it now, or the old one.
Hello, did you hear that? Oh, here it has timed out. Oh, I don't know if he's able to join us again because he has another session somewhere else. If he's able to join us again, we will continue so he can wrap up. But I think we've said the major things, and thank God we were able to have that. Let's take the next call. Hello, how are you? Well, we'll try to see if he can come back on. Hello, how are you? Your name, please. You're on. Hello? Can you check that call? What's going on with it? Hello? Yes, I can hear you now. What's your name? Okay, you call back, please. Okay, so you've heard a lot of things said this morning, things to bear in mind, and the fact that protesters know when to come out, right, and do what they need to do. Hello, how are you?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name, sir?
My name is Bayo from Texas Town.
All right, welcome. Go ahead.
Joseph,
Thank you.
Good morning.
you are doing a great job.
Thank you.
I can even recommend an award for you.
Oh, thank you.
I want to my opinion is this protest is inevitable. The way the situation of the country is, I also want to commend you again to that Mr. Deji. If I see him, I can even buy him a drink. He's doing a great job. Last time. So what I'm saying is that this protest this is the only chance Nigerians have to take back our country. This country has been hijacked. The truth is that the man at the end of the affairs has no idea of what to do. I've been telling him, he's been 20 years. I keep saying he has no idea of how to travel this country. And if Nigeria, God forbid, if we run into trouble water in form of what other countries are experiencing, you know our population, over 200. No country can take 1/10 of Nigerian population as refugees. The whole Africa will be in a very big mess. Everywhere will be running, every country will only make us scared. Even Lagos alone can't go to Gabon or Cotonou or Togo. So the earlier we take our country, the better. Because these things happening now has never happened before. I've never seen. I heard you talking about Dubai. 1 million naira for 10 tubers of 100 tubers of yam.
Yeah, 100 tubers of yam, almost 1 million. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, sir.
People are dying, and these people are really doing their propaganda, bribing people to come and also that picture people. I think he should be examined psychiatrically, honestly.
Okay, let's leave that. You know, sir, that thing you talked about.
He has not become an apologist.
It's okay. You know that thing you talked about, that we are so many, Africa can't take all of us. And the other side of this matter is the rest of Africa somehow have a thing about Nigerians. They are not very, very comfortable with us because by the time we enter their country now, we can't help it. It will look as if we are taking over the whole country. So because of that, they have this, they don't really like us that much. So I think we better protect ourselves, you know, and the sooner the government gets wise about it.
Use their brain.
Okay. All right, sir.
Because we don't have any other country outside this country.
Okay.
You very much.
Thank you so much, sir.
Have a blessed. Well done.
Thank you. All right. Calls. I'm not getting the calls here. Can you help me take care of this? All right.
Gestorven.
Hello.
En hij is opnieuw opgestaan.
He's alive.
Okay, what is that I'm hearing? I was hearing something else. Okay, you know what? You try and call the WhatsApp on. Let's do it again. Try it again. I know what I was
Less
hearing.
precious in his.
Okay, I'm hearing something else, and obviously it's not you that's trying to call me. That is an Oyibo person that's trying to talk, and it's not you. Joseph, all right? Is he back on? Okay, Deji is back on, but we don't have him on right now, and hopefully he'll be back on, and then we'll be able to take the final round of what we're doing today as a question and answer session with Deji Adeyanju, a human rights activist, a lawyer. I'd like to take a look too at the legal part of things. What will be done in case those who are joining the protest have any legal glitch, especially like the ones who had glitches during NSAS. We hear that some of them are still behind bars. If it happens this time, how do we get to help the people so they did not languish in trying to find solutions?
Hello.
They create problems for themselves. Hello, how are you? Quick one. Okay, Deji is back.
Good morning.
Morning, your name, please.
Yeah, my name is TY from Elasa.
All right, welcome. 30 seconds.
Yeah, government said that they are trying to do. Yes, they are trying to buy cars. They are trying to buy jets. They are trying to suspend the Nigeria's money. That is what they are trying, not trying for the masses.
Okay. All right,
So
thank you.
this strike was good. That's what I want to say. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Deji, welcome back. Thank you for your extra time, because I knew that you had said you didn't have all this time to do this, but here you are. Thank you so much. I was talking about the legal part of all this. You know, since NSAS, we still have people who have been held in custody, even though they said nobody is with us, but there is a counter argument that there are still people in custody since NSAS. And with any protest in this part of the world, usually people will be picked up. What happens when that happens?
Well, we have set up, this time around it's going to be much different. We have set up a team of lawyers across the country. Anyone who is having any challenge as to being arrested during the course of this protest, we have lawyers who are offering pro bono, 100% pro bono services all across the country. People should try to reach any of us, and we will, in the shortest possible time, get them out. Thank you.
Somebody says that's your courage. Let me read it exactly. There are loads of messages here on YouTube, yes, and I'm sure more will come. But this person says, Deji, your bravery is a force to reckon with. Just be safe out there. How can people be safe out there as you get ready to go out? What can you tell those who be coming out to do? How do they prepare themselves before coming out based on all the experiences you guys have gathered? Some people will be coming out for the first time, maybe. How should they put themselves together?
Yes, the fastest way is to go together in groups. It's easier to fend off government thugs when you are in groups, because these thugs, they don't just appear suddenly. You are able to actually see them approaching. The government, the security agencies have given adequate assurances, but they are not that credible about protecting protesters. And in most states of the country, the reason why we are giving venue, because we know that there will be adequate security mobilization to these venues, because the way it's looking, the security agencies are even going to be more in number on day one than the protesters. So by and large, there's nothing to worry about. We have gotten extra reassurances from the police, the SSS, and even the army that they will not attack protesters. Let's hope that they commit to their word.
Okay. So what about things like personal kitting, water, and so on? Are there tips there?
Yes. Try to come and run in simple clothing, probably joggers, probably running shoes. Have water is easily available, and just be in groups is always better.
I beg, in case you heard him say running shoes, it's not that because you guys will be running, no. They're just very comfortable. Running shoes
they're easier to move, to walk, you know, and all that, you know. But if you wear cover shoes after standing for 30 minutes or walking, because there's likelihood that we'll walk from point A to B to deliver a letter and all that, your legs will pain you and you may not be able to come out on day 2.
Okay, let's take this call. That means you'll be going about delivering letters too. Joseph asked one question. I'll ask you when after this call. Hello.
Yeah, good morning, madam.
Morning. 30 seconds. All right, 30 seconds. Go ahead.
Yes, I said to my point. Please, we are begging Baba. If you know the privilege you enjoy during the time of good luck, you should give the same privilege to this protesters, these young ones. Because the reason why I'm saying this, from his presentation to the lowest person in their communication, is not holding water at all, and they are not helping the matter. They know the privilege they enjoy during the time of good luck, they should give it to these people.
Okay.
Because if we are going to the war with somebody who have nothing to lose, that means you that have something to lose, who lose like him.
All right.
That thing should be in his mind.
Okay.
Thank you, my dear.
Thank you very much. Just before it timed out, Joseph was asking that usually during protests, you will be singing the national anthem and so on. So he wanted to find out, will it be old or new?
Well, majority of Nigerians don't even know how to sing the new national anthem. So I don't know why my brother is asking that question. Is it not when you know the new anthem that you sing it? Okay, let's just sing the new national anthem.
He can't.
No, I can't sing. That's why I'm asking. That in case
you can't sing
my children have been teaching me, but the thing is difficult.
That is it now. So these are part of the issues.
Both of you should meet me. I will teach both of you.
Even you, my sister, I'm sure you'll be reading, because now I cannot verify whether you are reading or not.
No. You can watch the video later on. I know it. But second stanza and third stanza, I don't know. First stanza, and I will sing when we just go. No, not when.
So
not when we just go. I wasn't in school.
We are all together. We are all together in the struggle.
Now, this person has something. Is like not against you, but he has an observation. Where is that message? Is it
I even like those who are against me.
That Deji, I'm saying that you supported Tinubu during the election, that you're part of the problem that we're facing today because you gave Tinubu maximum support during the elections.
Which is false anyway. If anybody brings me any support, anything that I said that Nigerians should vote for Tinubu, I'll give the person 50,000 naira. 50,000 is completely false. It's one of maybe the obedience, because all the PDP people, because I was angry that they refused to unite to defeat these criminals who have come into power. They were expecting that the elections would be free and fair. I was the one who was warning, let opposition unite. They refused. Now after election, they are uniting. Does it make any sense? It doesn't make any sense. I voted for Showore in anger because they refused to unite. Yeah. You cannot be contesting against criminals and divide your votes.
Okay, hello, how are you?
Hello, guys. Good morning.
Good morning, comrade. How are you?
Yeah, thank you very much. Deji, God bless you. My name is Peter Omonse from Shomolu. Let me first of all answer this question, that why don't you support this government? Now, my Bible says the devil comes to destroy, to kill, and to maim. What has APC come to do in Nigeria? Look at the life of Nigerians.
I wonder.
They have destroyed companies. They have destroyed the life of Nigerians. Their policies have killed Nigerians. Now, do you support the devil? So that should be my question to this person. So the point there remains that Nigerians want to embark on peaceful protest. It's not a riot. It's not a strike. I embarked on a riot in Lagos, June 12th. And then, why is it that under democratic dispensation, we are trying to tell Nigeria don't obey your constitution? Because constitution says I have the right to protest in the first place. Why didn't the government protesters, the pro-government, fix their own date? Okay, the anti-policies of the government say from 1st to 10. Why didn't the government say from 15 to 30th? Why do they want to come out now? That means it is the government that is ready to sponsor anarchy.
Okay.
And finally, please,
okay.
Do you that would report Nigeria to ICC or UN or EU if at all the government make sure that the last plans are lost? Do you have people in Nigeria to court? Thank you. That's my question.
Okay. All right. Good. Did you hear the question?
He has said almost everything that I could even add. The only thing I'll add is thank you, sir, for your courage. Thank you for the patriotism. Nigeria needs more people, citizens that are not cowed by government and their sympathizers. Nigerians need to speak truth to power, irrespective of whose side you are. We've gone beyond the time of, oh, you voted for Showore, we're angry. No matter how rich you are today in Nigeria, Tinubu is affecting you. Tinubu is affecting even Dangote. Dangote has become a comrade. You understand? So, listen. 1 million naira is the new 100,000. 100,000 is the new 10,000 because Tinubu has destroyed the value of our naira. Every money, no matter the number of zeros you have in your account, Tinubu has destroyed it. So everybody is suffering. So my closing remark, because I have to go, my closing remark.
No, before your closing remark, he asked, will you take the government to the ICC or any of those courts if they do anything dastardly during this session? That was the question he asked.
Absolutely, we will. Absolutely. And this time around, we will tie it around individual persons so that they can be individually held liable for their actions. You know, because international crimes are of individual nature. So we will tie it around individual liability in line with the Geneva Convention and other international conventions on human and people's rights globally. So we commit to that. We commit to that.
Okay, finally now.
Yeah, so finally, my appeal to all Nigerians is join the protest, make your grievances against the government hard, don't be coward. How many people can the government really mobilize? Because they cannot. The people of Nigeria are too many. In Shomolu, in all over the places in Nigeria, government does not have the capacity, to stop the Nigerian people from protesting and expressing their grievances. It is your responsibility and duty to ensure that the turnout of protests in your state, in your area, is not low. Come out, join forces with fellow patriots to drive down the price of liter of petrol. Join forces with other patriots in the country to ensure that politicians are no longer paid salaries. Politics is not a profession, it's a hobby. People should leave their law firms, people should leave their hospitals, people should leave their diagnostic centers, people should leave their consulting firms on a Wednesday and go to the National Assembly, help to profile solutions to the country, offer free services and go back to their place of work. You cannot be a parasite on the Federal Republic of Nigeria and expect the country to move when the country is already extremely broke and poor. This is the reason why there's corruption. This is the reason why our roads are bad. And this is the reason why, money that is meant to provide subsidies for the people, politicians steal it, and they now send miscreants on air and offline to come and be defending their policies. Thank you and God bless you. Thank you also for having me.
Thank you very much, Deji Adeyanju, for your time. And as you guys go, I wish all of us the very best, and I pray that the government and everybody will do the needful and let everybody stay in peace. Thank you very much, Deji. Joseph, we have to wrap up now. We've been speaking with Deji Adeyanju. He is not just a legal practitioner, he's also a change agent and activist, and we've been talking about the August 1 to 10 end bad governance protest that's been built to happen during that period. And I thank you for watching and listening from every and anywhere in the world. You joined us from Joseph Olorunso. Your last line?
Yeah, I don't want government to say no going back. Every car have a reverse jar. If the people are saying, please, this thing is difficult for us, there's nothing wrong. Government is okay. Let me go back. Then we now see how we can move forward on a very decent and orderly manner.
All right. Thank you very much for listening. My name is Cordelia. I'm wishing us all the very best. And Nigeria is ours. Nigeria is our country. Nigeria doesn't belong to a couple of people or some people. It is our country. And as I'd always say, most of the other African countries don't really give a hootie and a blowfish about us. They don't care very much about us because they feel that when we come into their own countries, we overrun them. So nobody will take us in if anything goes completely wrong with this country. So the sooner we'll also hold our leaders accountable for them to do the right thing, to do the thing we voted for them for. If we voted for them, the sooner the better for all of us. So as you go around and about your business this week, be safe, be smart, do the right thing, and I pray the right thing will happen for Nigeria. I'll see you again tomorrow morning. Till then, take care of yourself. Shegun Amarachi and Senior Shegun, thank you very much. I'm Cordelia Obe. Atutelo.